Hi guys, Phil Di Bella here, FlashCast by PDB. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I had a series of questions come in from the wonderful team at BDO in Brisbane. What I'm going to do is just answer their questions and hopefully helps a few people. As I said, this is all about conversations and it's all about you guys. So keep sending in questions or topics and I'm happy to have 5 to 10 minute conversations about my thoughts, beliefs, experiences, opinions, etc. So the first question that came in was, again, from BDO Brisbane, thank you. What does a day in the life of PDB look like? Well, can I tell you, a day in my life today looks like, firstly, I have all school holidays off. So I plan around family. Family is a real focus for me at this time of life, and also personal, so losing a lot of weight. So wake up generally around 5 a.m. I'm off to the gym, back home by 6:30, off to breakfast with the family, and dropping one of my beautiful little children off to school by 7:30, 8 o'clock. I then go into the office by 8:30, and the first thing I do is clear out any of my emails. So clear out my emails. I've already had my day planned. My diary's planned on a Monday and a Friday. So I always plan ahead. So my diary's already done for the day. I leave some gaps in between. I also run a notes section on my phone to make sure that anything I need to do, that I do. So when I get into work, I clear my emails and I check out my notes section of my phone and I get onto anything. And it might be from transferring money or signing documents or making a booking of some sort, whatever it is. I then go on and I've got my meeting. So I don't plan my first meeting in the morning. I try not to till 9:30, and I try not to plan any meetings after 3 o'clock. I normally then get home or am off to a function or an event around 4:35. So if it's not a function or an event, I'm normally home by 4:30 or 5 o'clock so that I can spend more time with the family. Sometimes I'll do an extra workout or jump in the steam room. Dinner with the family is pretty casual because my kids have always got something on, and my wife and I try not to eat too much at night time. And then I'm in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock. So that's a general day in my life. When I'm traveling, completely different. I make sure I'm still at the gym, but I'm starting work a lot earlier and I'm normally finishing a lot later. So that's a general day in my life. Next question that they sent me was, how important is it to have a career mentor, and does it need to be a formal arrangement? Well, I've never had a formal career mentor. I don't disagree with them. I think that it's all about having the resources around you that you need at the time that you need them. So again, that is the most important answer to that question. Have the right people around you at the right time, at the time that you need them. That to me is what it's about. And whether that's a friend, a mentor, a coach, I like mindset coaches. I like people that help you navigate and help you see clearly, put your life into focus rather than tell you what to do. I'm not a big believer in telling people what to do. And of course, my wife, Di Bella, is a mindset coach and she's one of the best I've seen. Not because I'm being biased, but because she has an ability to take you on a journey to clear your focus. Next question, what's your advice to not give a beep? Well, everyone knows me, so I'm guessing it's, what is your advice to not give a shit, but still be a good employee, parent, person? How do you not sweat the small stuff? To me, I look at things and say, well, can I control them, influence them, or neither? So I have two really good paradigms to answer that. One, always you'll hear me talk about pen and paper. Sit down with a pen and paper. Part one, can I control the situation? Yes, well then take control. If no, the second part is, can I influence the situation? If yes, well, how am I going to influence? If no, I go to stage 3, and stage 3 is throw it in the bin. Get rid of it. Don't give a shit. Don't sweat it. If you can't control something or influence it, get rid of it. If you can control it, take control. If you can influence, go about how you can best influence. The next part of that answer is, am I doing the best that I can at the time that it's happening with the resources that I have? That is the most important thing, I think, on making sure you're not harsh on yourself. Am I doing the best that I can at the time that it's happening with the resources that I have? Next question, how do you deal with negative or setbacks that others place on you? Well, it's always about getting over that initial emotion. Of course, when people are negative towards us or something goes wrong, an emotional part kicks in. My wife has helped me, again, as a mindset coach, to just pause, reflect, then act. So pause, reflect, act. I find that, when I don't pause and reflect, I could fire in, I could try and meet fire with fire, which doesn't go too well. So when people are being negative or there's setbacks, I pause and reflect. Pause, reflect, then I take action. Next question, what was the hardest thing to do when starting out a business? And what are the key practical skills to learn when starting out? Number one is vision. You must have a clear vision. You must know where you want to be 3 to 5 years. You've heard me talk about the Gazelle's strategy, one-pager, download it. You need a vision. You need to know what you are going to achieve. What are you working for? What problem are you going to solve? You need to know what that is. That is a practical skill to learn. The next thing is you have to know whether you are going to be resilient. And this is the hardest thing that I found when starting a business. And in the book, Entrepreneurial Intelligence, written by Alan Bonsall, he talks about entrepreneurial intelligence as vision, passion, brand. And that's the basis of my answer to this question. You must have a vision. The hardest thing I found was staying passionate. The most passionate people in the world are resilient. They never give up. And I've done a FlashCast on this one, which you might have seen or might not see. If you haven't, get onto it, about entrepreneurial intelligence. But it talks more in depth about vision, passion, brand. Or download the book, Entrepreneurial Intelligence by Alan Bonsall from iTunes. It's a great book that he's written about vision, passion, brand. You need those skills. So of course, the third one is brand. You need to understand brand. You need to understand that people emotionally engage with your product. It's not about the quality of your product or service. It's about how they emotionally engage. And that is the key to getting people to take to your business when you're starting, but it's also the hardest thing. So passion and brand are the two hardest things that I found when I started Di Bella Coffee. Next question, how do you keep motivated, persevere when the things get tough? Well, again, it comes back to passion. You've got to be resilient. You keep your eye on the prize. If you set a clear vision, you maintain that passion, and you understand that it's about brand, so we bottle that up and call it entrepreneurial intelligence, then you will keep going no matter what. Remember, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Don't expect things to be easy. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. You've heard of all these cliches. You can't expect things to be easy, otherwise everybody would be doing it. Next question, what were the key failures that you encountered in your career so far, and what approach have you taken these? The biggest failure that I encountered was that I was going too hard, and I explain it best by saying that the back end did not meet the front end. So imagine having a cafe where you have 100 people ordering all at once, and you don't have the infrastructure in the kitchen to cook the meals. You'll be waiting a long time. We went that hard with sales, and we're growing so quickly that we ended up blowing up QuickBooks. We didn't put a lot of work into our administration because it's not my key area of expertise, and the back-end systems were failing, couldn't keep up with the growth. Brought my wife in, she took control as the Director of Corporate Services, and hey presto, we were back on track. Make sure that your business grows to its lowest common denominator. And what I mean by that is you need to all forge ahead by different departments, but you need to make sure that everyone's keeping up. You need to look behind you. That was the biggest thing that biggest tip I can give you. Keep looking behind you and make sure that people are catching up, or they are there with you. You can't have too much daylight between you and the next people because the business falls apart. Last question, does PDB have any advice or insights to naming a company with my own name, especially when you want to sell it? This is something that I get asked a lot. And yes, unfortunately or fortunately, it doesn't go away. I mean, my brand now is Phillip Di Bella, and I'll be doing a segment on it down the track about personal brand versus company brand. So I'll go into depth about it in that FlashCast. But personal brand and company brand are two completely different things, and you need to understand that. So sit down with a pen and paper and write your brand you. And then write down your company brand or the company you work for. They are two completely different things. So whilst Di Bella Coffee had my surname, Di Bella Coffee is its own brand. Phillip Di Bella is its own brand. And I think we've done a very good job, and that was the catalyst of Alan Bonsall writing Entrepreneurial Intelligence, was so that we could separate the brand, Di Bella Coffee, and brand Phillip Di Bella. But it's always going to be there, of course, but I try and make it work as positively as I can. But there will be a FlashCast done in the very near future about personal brand versus company brand, so I suggest you get along. Now, keeping in the spirit of FlashCast, we're at 9 minutes and 40 seconds. I thank you. Be the best you can be. BDO Brisbane, thanks for your questions. Make sure that your limitations are not self-imposed. And again, keep sending in those questions and topics so that I can keep having conversations. Thanks, guys.